I'm Jeff DeBelco, the Director of the Environmental Change and Security Program here at the Woodrow Wilson Center in Washington. I'm joined by Jim Jarvie, who's the Climate and Environment Director for Mercy Corps, a humanitarian organization. And so, Jim, I'd like to ask you about these different worlds that you operate in, the climate change world, the development world, and the fragile states and security world. Can you talk to me about how much or how little those communities talk with one another? And then what does that mean in practical sense around some of the projects that Mercy Corps is doing on the ground?
Sure. I think you can see it in terms of two axes. We work with communities on the ground in many different countries, Africa, Asia, South America. And there, the conversations take place because communities are affected by climate, they're affected by conflict, they have development needs. But the scope, the stovepipe within the work is quite limited. For us, the challenge is for our programming to be climate-proofed, conflict-proofed. That's well outside of the level of community. That's at the national scale. But there's a big gap here because at the national scale, you have your climate experts, your development experts, conflict experts, all sorts of experts. But they come from big funding, big ideas, working with governments, large agreements, international conventions. And there's a real gap, especially in climate adaptation, over how do you get the global conversation and the local need to work together. And I think what we can demonstrate in our peer agencies as well is how things will work on the ground and get a bottom-up approach, but it's got to meet the top-down one somewhere. That's a challenge, and I'm hoping conventions like the Copenhagen COP this year can be part of that process. But I think overall the different communities really need to work together better with information on how things really work on the ground at the international level and really understand how to make that work and communicate that message at the ground level.
And so are there some projects that Mercy Corps is doing in, say, refugee camps or in some of those uncertain settings that still contribute to some of the climate change effort?
Well, we hope so. In Congo, for example, we have a human security project, and this one works on people being attacked, women being sexually assaulted, kids being kidnapped by rebel groups in the area. And we're trying to lower the amount of trips people make for firewood by providing fuel-efficient stoves and timber. Now that's laudable in itself, but we've actually managed to get a carbon credit deal around that so that the reduction in carbon emissions, which goes with the less timber being used in the stoves, generates income as well, which supports the project. It's critical for the project funding in terms of our match. But what we're interested in is that because we've planted a small project, 70 hectares of forest, want to do a lot more, is how does this apply to RED, the reduced emissions from deforestation and degradation? Now what's really concerning in the RED debate is there'll be big money for countries like Indonesia, Brazil, Congo to conserve their forest. What we do not have is a way to actually get that on the ground, to have communities benefiting from the revenues. Those discussions are not taking place. But if we have a small project which provide incentives for better modified behavior, i.e. not cutting down forest in the Congo Basin, if we can ramp that up, I think we can demonstrate how the RED debate, how the forest protection debate, the climate mitigation debate really works among and within the communities who ultimately can either deforest a forest or be incentivized and be provided with really worthwhile benefits to maintain those resources. But it's a model of how it really works on the ground.
Well, that's terrific as an example that brings considerations and benefits from the climate development and fragile states community. Well, Jim, we'll look to you and Mercy Corps for more of these examples and then leadership and how we scale them up and bring them to scale in the future. So thank you very much for coming.
Thanks very much.